Hi, and welcome to On the Road with Bobby Halton, and we are live from FDIC 2008. And I've got the great pleasure to introduce you now to Mark Cotter, who's been writing the From the Jump Seat column for us now for about 2 years. And I know it gets widely read, and you read it online as well as in our e-newsletter.
Correct.
And Mark's been writing from the perspective of a firefighter who's got kind of an interesting career.
Right.
And Mark's kind of hiding in the shadows there. You've been a chief for a while somewhere, and now you're back to just riding backwards. So Mark writes me a really nice letter, and he says, "Hey, listen, got an idea for a column. I'm riding backwards, and I'm seeing things from kind of an interesting perspective. Having been there, gone above that, now I'm back there where I want to be." And great columns, just absolutely great columns. I thoroughly enjoy everything you do. So tell us a little bit about you. Where did you work before you got to Salisbury?
Well, as you know, I've been through a lot of different departments, and it's given me a lot of great experience. Started out as a volunteer in a combination department in my hometown, Summit, New Jersey, and worked there for a couple of years, and went off to school. I'm a physician assistant by training, and during that training, I would join the volunteer fire department in the town that I was doing my internship, and give me an opportunity to try a lot of different towns and the way they operate. When I finally graduated, got a job. One of the first jobs was with the City of Philadelphia Fire Department as a fire and EMS instructor. And, you know, kid from a small town in New Jersey, that was great because not only did I get to do my job and train and do the medical aspect, it was in the City of Philadelphia Fire Department, in the firehouses. So I got to learn a lot about how the fire departments work, not just the EMS, but the fire part. When I left the city and started working in a smaller town, joined the local fire department again, and bought a house in another town, moved to another fire department. And that's that small town, Penargil, Pennsylvania, eventually became chief. Took over for a chief who had been in place for 25 years, so what I brought there had to, not only did it have to be innovative, it had to work, and I had to show that it worked and stuff. And so there was a lot of pressure. And eventually moved down to Maryland, where I'm a member of, again, a combination fire department, kind of back where I started, and I'm a volunteer down there.
So now you're down in Salisbury, and you're writing From the Jump Seat.
Right.
So talk a little bit about From the Jump Seat. The perspective is just, you know, riding backwards. We used to call it riding backwards.
Sure.
Not too many guys actually ride backwards anymore, but you know, you're in the jump seat. And so what do you look for when you go? What inspires you to write?
Yeah, well, I was talking about it just a little bit ago. Every call you go on, you see so much that could be a lesson for somebody else. And when you've been doing it for a long time, typically you'll rise up through the ranks, and when you go from a plain-ass firefighter, which is what the Brunacini calls it, and I like that term, to being a line officer and then to being a supervisor, you look at different things the further you go up, and you have a tendency to lose track of the more basic things. And when you've been to that level, then going back down, you're forced to look at that. In fact, you're forced to do it. So you have to, okay, I have to be the guy that knows where the ladder is or where this is and how it works and get it out. And I'm not just the guy who spec'd it and wrote the procedure. I actually have to be able to do it. And then watching how some other people struggle with that. And another part of it is when you're working under the supervision of a supervisor who maybe has lost track of what you're going through, and you've been on both sides. So again, it's a unique perspective, and of course that's what I remember trying to pitch to you at the time. And as I recall, I wanted to do it anonymously because it would have freed me a lot to be a little more candid about what I was observing. So for a variety of reasons, and I appreciate why, you know, I use my name on it now, which has made me, I should say, and I won't say clean it up, I still keep it as honest as it is, but it certainly made me a lot more careful about what I write, because you do see so much.
But you're also more credible. I mean, there's a few columns out there that are done anonymously, and in my book they have zero credibility. If a man can't put his name on what he wrote, then clearly he can't back it up, or what he's writing is inappropriate, or he's not proud of what he's done. And I have a problem like that. Just like on our website now, we've got the new community page, which I think is working real well, and I'm requiring everybody to put first and last names if they want to post. And I think that's appropriate. You have a right to know who you're talking to. You know, Axeman 122, or I think there's a guy who calls him Hoseface or something in one of the other magazines. That's inappropriate for what we do in fire engineering, because much of what you write, someone might disagree with. Well, that's fine. Doesn't mean it doesn't work for you in Salisbury, or it didn't work for you in another department, or it's your opinion. And trust me, I write an opinion column every month, so I hear from guys who have different opinions. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean you're wrong. That's an opinion.
The real interesting thing is that sometimes when I write about an incident, my guys know who I'm writing about.
Oh.
And every time I've gone to that person, I said, you know, this was a real interesting call, and we learned a lot from it, and there's a lot of lessons here, but are you okay with this? And every time they've said, that's fine. I want to get that information out there. And that really reinforces the decision to put my name on it. And of course I'm putting sometimes Salisbury's name on it, and got the backing of the chief, and it's been really rewarding and good to know that all the firefighters, the whole fire service, they want to get those good lessons out there.
Yeah,
and they want to read them, they want to know them. Yeah.
Nobody knows it all. Nobody's
Right.
ever going to know it all, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. I mean, you could be hanging out with Vince Dunn, and he'd say, "Well, I didn't know that."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Wow, Vinny Dunn didn't know
Right.
something." You thought he invented fire. He's so well known.
Yeah.
Well, we really enjoy your columns, Mark, and I appreciate the fact that you took the time to stop in here with us today
My pleasure.
on the road. Now you got a face with the name. This is Mark Cotter from the Jump Seat. I'm Bobby Halton. We're on the road. Be careful out there.